Hey psychology class, how you doing? Welcome to my room. Fugues. Dissociative fugue. I know you've all heard of it, but today we're going to be going in greater depth. We're going to be going over what is a dissociative fugue, a cause and a symptom, what treats the fugues, and then I'll let you in on some cases that have happened. And I'm sure you're sitting there wondering, let me rebel, what is a fugue exactly? The word fugue comes from the Latin word flight, which kind of hints at the whole leaving your old life thing. In a scientific way, dissociative fugue is a rare condition in which a person suddenly, without planning or warning, travels far from home or work and leaves behind past life. So, in other words, a person goes through traumatic events that put them under great stress and they just want to forget about their life. So they will leave all their stuff and go get a new identity. When people are in fugues, they don't know they're in fugues. They will pretty much just leave everything. They'll leave their wallets, cell phone, cars, anything. Wallets, I don't even know what else you'd leave behind. Everything that tells them who they are behind, and they'll just go away. It's estimated that people only have about a 0.2% chance of ever having a fugue in their life, but it is more common in people who have dissociative identity disorder. The most common fugues only last for somewhere in between hours to days, but in more severe fugues, they can last from weeks, months, and even years. They have been known to travel about 3,000 miles away from home, getting a new identity, a new house, and a new role in the society or community. Even going on for the longer fugues, they can have personal relationships. On to the next point. Fugues are usually caused by severe stress. During a fugue, people will appear normal. So let's say you just got a new job and you're super worried about it, or you're having a hard time at work, or you just broke up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. They can also happen from traumatic events such as going to war or having a very sudden, unexpected death in the family, or other natural causes like Hurricane Sandy, for example. So, to sum it up, pretty much stressful situations push people over the edge into fugues. Symptoms of fugues. Symptoms are really hard to spot because there's almost none. People who go into fugues don't show they're in fugues. They don't know they're in fugues. Yeah, that's about it. If you go into a doctor's office complaining that you have amnesia or memory loss, they will most likely give you a full body physical just to make sure that there's no physical problems and it's not a side effect of medicine. If everything there checks out, they'll most likely send you to a psychiatrist who will give you other more mental tests to make sure you're not mentally impaired or anything. Then after that, they most likely will diagnose you with a fugue and help you with treatment from there. Treatment kind of varies and it's kind of limited actually. Treatment involves hypnosis, I'm not sure, or drug facultative interviews, but both of these methods have kind of proven to be unsuccessful. A psychiatrist can help a person kind of explore their inner thoughts and kind of bring up the situations and conflicts that put them into the fugue, helping them cope with it and prevent them from going into a fugue in their future. The downside to most treatments is after the person starts to remember it, they can go into not really a fugue, but severe states of depression, grief, fear, anger, remorse, and guilt. And so they will require further therapy if these kind of things happen. I have two examples for you today about people who have experienced fugues. One was a young lady from Manhattan. She was just freshly out of college and she was about to start a new job. and the school year was just about to start, and she went out on a jog. After a week of not returning home, her roommates got worried, and so they called the police, and on a search they found her face down in a ditch. And I quote, "I went from going for a run into an ambulance. It was like 10 minutes had passed, but it really had been 3 weeks." She went on the jog on August 28th, and she was found September 16th. She left behind her wallet, cell phone, and her ID. She says, and I quote, "How do you feel guilty for something you didn't even know you did?" People who come out of fugues often feel guilty because they can't remember what happened during their fugue. So most of the time they just assume the worst, feeling like maybe they did something bad or ruined relationships with people. But it's the uncertainty of not knowing what happened that really gets to them. She had a very demanding schedule. Plus, she was just about to start a new job teaching Spanish to 200 7th and 8th grade students. But her biggest question was whether she could resume daily life as normal. Her recovery was very slow. Recovery included simple tasks like going out with friends or taking dance classes to try to get back to how she was. Another example was a 62-year-old lady who was found wandering the premises of a famous temple in Kerala. I don't know. She approached the police, telling them that she fled from home a couple weeks ago and she'd like to return. She provided them with a telephone number and address to her residence. When she got home, she quickly went back to daily life, but was unable to remember people and events that had taken place in the weeks preceding. She was confused about where she had gone, what she had done, and who she had seen since she left home. She could furnish proof that she had traveled by train to a neighboring state where she grew up, which was about 300 miles away. A fugue, in simple terms, is when people undergo a lot of stress, then just leave for however long and go find a new identity so they can cope with their stress. Again, causes of hi cat. Causes of a fugue, if you didn't pick up on it, are stress. Symptoms will be things like sudden interest in alcohol and drugs. My cat's distracting me. Anger, fighting, or if they just up and leave one day and don't come back for weeks and just leave all their stuff, I'd most likely say it's a fugue. And as far as treatment goes, pretty much if the doctor can't find anything physically wrong with you and the psychiatrist can't find really anything mentally wrong with you, they'll just kind of do their best, but fugues are really hard to diagnose. So this is the end to my video, and I hope I answered all your fugal questions and informed you greatly, and we can all go out and tell everybody what a fugue is. So, woo! Lupa time! Dissociative fugues. Dissociative fugues. Dissociative fugues. I don't even know if that's really what they're called.
Go. No. No. Go.
I can't laugh.
Go.
What's weird is I just had this thought, like, wouldn't it be weird if we were using this video and we videoed a tragedy, like a train hitting us and then the music went on.
Do you know what day it is?
December 18th?
I don't remember anything.
What?
I just, last I remember, I was sitting in psychology class, and, I just, all of a sudden, I'm, here. I couldn't keep it straight.